We are live. We're back. Welcome to Beyond the Spread. Let's just jump right into it. I mean, we got some basketball news to talk about. We got the Super Bowl to talk about. A lot of NBA stuff. We got some props. We're gonna seriously break down the Super Bowl. Kind of, what position group is versus what position group. Who would you take? All that kind of stuff. Some NFL trade news, some coaching hires, all that kind of stuff. But the big news that happened on a random Saturday night in, February 1st, Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis. Luka's a Laker. Anthony Davis is a Dallas Maverick. It was shocking. I was at my buddy's house. It's one of those trades or moments in like sports history where you're kind of sitting there and you're like, wow, this is a huge deal, and like you're always gonna kind of remember where you were at. Like I remember watching like this example. It was when Braun made his decision to go to Miami. Like, he's doing the whole press conference, all that kind of stuff. I'm sitting there in my living room on the ground, waiting his decision. Like I wasn't deep into it as I am now, but it's like, it was. I thought he was gonna stay in Cleveland, but I mean, when you make a whole press conference about it, it's like obvious you're leaving. But like I remember where I was. I remember watching it and just being like, holy shit, this is just absolutely crazy. Same thing with Luka to the Lakers. First of all, the Lakers made a hell of a deal. It's a hell of a deal. Now, did the Mavericks get fleeced a little bit? Did they get screwed over a little bit? Probably. It's not even a probably, actually. It's 100% yes, the Dallas Mavericks got screwed over in this trade. The GM's like, we're in a win now mode. We want to get rid of Luka. The rumors was that he was weighing like 270 and they're worried about his health and his diet and like his effort on the floor, all that kind of thing. The dude led you to the finals last year. I mean, he single-handedly won you the Western Conference Series and then goes to the finals. You can make all the excuses you want. You can say what you want about him. I think the Dallas Mavericks were like, we don't want to pay this guy. We don't want to give him a supermax that's like 5 years, $350 million. They didn't want to do that, which is stupid because he's 25 years old. The dude is barely entering his prime right now. And you're like, let's trade him away. Let's go get Anthony Davis. Now, on the other hand, for the Luka and the Laker thing, it's crazy. For the Dallas Mavericks, it kind of works out because Anthony Davis, like last week, did an interview with ESPN where he was like, "Yeah, if we got a true number 5, like a big center, I'd be playing my true position again at the power forward." So it's like, okay, you kind of read the tea leaves. It's like, I mean, that really does make sense. Anthony Davis is a very, 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 if not great, power forward. And then if he goes to Dallas, he's got Gafford and someone else behind him, so he can rotate the 5. He can play the 4 with Kyrie. Clay's there. The win now mode is it seems like such a shitty excuse to me because you had a good lineup. Yeah, he hasn't played since Christmas. Fair. But it's like you're going to try to push for a playoff spot. So at this point, let him get his rest as much as he can. Get all the injuries he wants out of his system. Let him come back 100% and then make a deep run in the playoffs. Like the tinfoil hat on, if we were to put our tinfoil hat on, there was a rumor circulating that the new ownership group for the Dallas Mavericks were like, we want to get rid of this guy because we eventually either want to move to Vegas or they're trying to open some casino somewhere in Dallas that's near the just in the Dallas area. I don't know it's not the United Center. Anyway, it's going to be in Dallas. So they're either going to try to build a casino there or move the team to Vegas, which Vegas will get their own team eventually anyway, but that won't happen until Braun retires and he buys a team and moves them there. So there's definitely some fishy things going on with this ownership group. They're not, in my opinion, getting rid of Luka Doncic is probably the dumbest thing you can do. He's he's definitely a top 5 player in the league. If not, he's 3. I mean, you could say Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Doncic. I mean, Giannis, maybe Tatum. I don't know. But Luka being a Laker, they got rid of Anthony Davis. The Utah Jazz are somehow involved in this too, which you see like it's a 3-team deal. Like, who the fuck is the third team? It's the Utah Jazz who are like, give me whatever you can because they are the worst team in the NBA. So Luka being a Laker with Braun, I mean, there's only one ball, okay? I think it will work out because they're both incredibly smart and they both know how to play offense. The defensive end, I mean, Braun's aging. He's 40. Don't get me wrong. He still has crazy athleticism. But when it comes down to it, they're hurting on the defensive end, which has always been Luka's kind of knock. Same with Jokic's. But, I mean, massive trade. I mean, probably the biggest trade in American sports history, if we're being completely honest about it. I was looking it up. In my lifetime, I haven't seen anything this big ever. I mean, the free agency, sure, all that kind of stuff. It was like, explain this in NFL terms. It was like trading Jamar Chase for like an aging wide receiver, like a 33-year-old wide receiver. It doesn't make sense. Tinfoil cap on. It's like, okay, when the Lakers are relevant and they see Bron's leaving soon, they need to re-up on youth. Then they're like, NBA, Adam Silver, hey, we kind of are in this situation. We're good for numbers. We're good for prime time. We drive in viewership. Money flows in and out of this building on a nightly basis. Let's see what we can do. So, again, fishy. It's definitely fishy because it's like, why would you not go out to other teams and see what else you could get? Why would you not go out to other teams and see what you get? It doesn't really make sense. It's like, hey, the Dallas Mavericks and the Lakers, we're just going to do this under the table. No one knows about it. I mean, Luka's worth 10 first-round picks and an entire second-round pick. I don't know. I really don't know. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jokic. I mean, I would never trade Luka in a million years. It just fishy. Just fishy, and I think things will start to come out. I mean, I think I kind of just explained it right there. It's like the Lakers are good for the NBA. Bron's the face right now. I mean, Bron will eventually, retire. Eventually he will retire in the next year, maybe two. I mean, I've been saying that for the last decade, so who knows? Or not decade, last 6-7 years I've been saying that. Like, he's got one or two more. He's got one or two more. So it's like, then the Lakers are the most relevant team, America, at least the most relevant basketball team probably in the world. It's like, it's Lakers, Cowboys, Yankees, those kinds of people. Like, they just see this kind of news and they don't watch the games. They just buy the jersey and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm a Lakers fan or a Cowboys fan. Oh, did you see I got this Aaron Judge jersey on? Like, no. It's crazy. It is absolutely wild. It's one of those things that it's been 4 days and I'm still just fathomed by it. It's amazing. The Jamar Chase is like, oh yeah, it's like shipping off Jamar Chase to the Buccaneers from Mike Evans in a second-round pick. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, it is absolutely shocking. And the thing behind it, and if you want to go even deeper into it, it's the Rob Pelinka and whatever his name is, the GM in Dallas. They did this behind closed doors. They did it without telling anyone. I mean, the Dallas Mavericks just were like, take him off our hands. We don't want him. That's basically that's what this trade feels like, because they didn't get anything for him. Yeah, they got AD, who's 31, who's probably going to play another, 5-6 years, maybe retire in Dallas. Who knows? He'll probably bounce around. Maybe in a couple of years he will. I really don't. It's just fascinating. It is absolutely fascinating. But Bron didn't have any idea about this. Apparently he was at dinner with his family in New York. He just had a triple-double at MSG against the Knicks. Like, he is blindsided by as well. Now, LeBron James, the GM, we all know who he is, throughout his entire career, especially, his later years in Cleveland and through Miami and then back in Cleveland. He's like, these are the guys that I want. I mean, especially when, like, his first couple of years in L.A., he's like, get rid of these guys, bring in Anthony Davis, all that kind of stuff. I was listening to a podcast with Brian Windhorst, like the ESPN insider. He was talking about how he truly believes that LeBron was caught off guard, which, if you really think about it, if the GM started talking, then eventually the agents get involved. And the agents, Clutch, who's like LeBron James' best friend, Rich Paul, he represents Anthony Davis. So it's like, if he would have got tipped off, he would have probably vetoed the deal. So it's super interesting. It is just super interesting. It is a massive deal. Absolutely crazy. I thought it was so. I mean, the Shams, whatever you want to say, from ESPN had a tweet out from his account that this is real. Like everyone was like, "This is absolutely crazy." For an entire like 12, 15 hours, it was just Luka Doncic Lakers. All the information, like everyone was freaking out. So if you're a sports fan, you probably had the same reaction. It was like, what's going on? I mean, I was on my phone. I was with some friends, and I was like, I'm on my phone for 5 minutes just reading everything. I'm like, this is just can't be real. It just can't be real. So, Luka Doncic is a Laker. I mean, Lakers just became even more relevant than they already are. And, I mean, they're probably going to win I think Luka will eventually get a ring for sure. I thought he was going to do in Dallas, just probably like how all of you felt like it was going to get done in Dallas with Luka. My only other comment on this was, I'm a Nuggets fan, represent, Lakers needed a Serbian to stop a Serbian, Jokic is the best player in the league, 4-time MVP, Finals MVP, NBA champion. Lakers needed a Serbian to stop it. I don't know if Luka's actually Serbian, but he's in the same area as Jokic, where they're from. So it's like, got to get a Serbian to stop a Serbian. All right. Luka Doncic is a Laker. It doesn't feel right. We saw I watched some of his press conference today. The Mavericks leaked or reported that they were worried that he wasn't going to sign the Supermax deal or something like that. And he kind of just shrugged it off. And he's like, that's not true at all. So it's definitely Dallas being shady and not wanting to pay the guy and get rid of him. Mark Cuban is no longer the owner, so he sold like 80% of it, and it's just wild. I mean, details will continue to come out for the next week or two, just about the entire thing, and we'll see him play probably later this week, if not early next week. I think AD is in. He's definitely with the Dallas team right now. I saw a video of him. He might be playing in Philly tonight. I truly don't know. I haven't looked yet. But that would be that. It's just going to look visually weird for the longest time. Doesn't make sense. All right. Other stuff. De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs, and then Zach LaVine to the Kings. It was like a 3-team deal. Zach LaVine to the Kings. The dude just can't land on a good team. I feel like I start to feel bad for him because he's been bouncing around for a while, and he wants to be on a championship contending team. Maybe, at least I would hope so. I mean, there's only one ball in Sacramento. I mean, it just doesn't make him, Zach LaVine, and what is his name? Other shooting guard for the Kings. Toronto. San Antonio. What is his name? You know who I'm talking about. What the fuck is his name? What is his name? Why am I drawing a blank on this? And I know I'm going to be DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine are on the same team, probably the same spot. I know Zach LaVine's probably more of a small forward and DeMar DeRozan's probably a shooting guard. Potato. I mean, their games are so similar to me. Obviously, Zach LaVine's probably got a little more boost left. But De'Aaron Fox to Sacramento, I talked about it last week. I see De'Aaron Fox being like, they're building something down there. It'll be there in 2 years, and I want to be at the helm of it. Because Chris Paul's maybe gonna retire after this year. That dude he's just done. It's over with. Wemby's like what, 20 years old, 19, I don't know, something like that. So De'Aaron Fox and Wemby gonna be a nasty dynamic duo. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Where's Jimmy gonna go? Jimmy Butler. There's a lot of news circling like, the Warriors are going to try to get a deal for him. At this point, I saw it. Heat aren't liking any of the offers that they want for Jimmy Butler. I don't know how old Jimmy is. Jimmy's an absolute dog. I like Jimmy Butler. I hope he finds a good suit. But at this point, I think the Heat are just trying to maximize his value and get him the fuck out of there. The other thing with this was, since Jimmy Butler's not going to the Warriors, KD's on the trade block, and the Warriors are interested in him again. This is more of a nostalgia play for me. I don't see, don't be wrong. Steph Curry and KD, they're going to have chemistry off the bat. Even Draymond Green, they're all going to have chemistry right off the bat. But it's like KD, it sucks. It's not going to suck if KD goes there because, again, they're probably going to start winning some games. But it's like, I think KD kind of wants out of Arizona. Devin Booker's kind of always been the face there. Arizona's trying to get rid of Bradley Beal, but his contract is absolutely ridiculous. So the Jimmy Butler thing is very interesting to me because I think one of these shitty teams are going to be like, hey, take these two players, we're going to give you some picks, and just give us Jimmy. And Jimmy's going to be like, all right, I'm out. It's just he's not going to play, that kind of thing, or he's going to try to get shipped somewhere else right away. It'll be interesting if Arizona actually trades KD because KD's like LeBron. It's like you don't really trade for those guys. Don't get me wrong. When KD wants out, he wants out. He always gets out. Went to the Warriors, went to Brooklyn. He kind of carried that entire team, 2-3 seasons. Goes to Arizona. You see one good playoff series, and it's like, oh, this might work next year. And it just hasn't worked. It really just hasn't worked. Now, I know a lot of these guys, like, it's a long-ass season, so they're like night in, night out. It's like if we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. Obviously, you want to be on the more winning side. But when playoffs come around, that's when these guys turn it on. That's when they're like, okay, we're going to play fun. But it's like you got to build it through the season. So I don't know. But that's my NBA news. That's all I have. I mean, Luka Doncic is the biggest headline that'll probably be on SportsCenter, First Take, First Things First, whatever that one with Nick Wright is. So, yeah. That's just going to be the headline for the next week or two. And then when we start seeing him playing, it's just going to be Lakers, 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 Lakers. Before we get to the Super Bowl, and we got some props that I want to talk about. Chip Kelly to the Raiders as the OC. I like the move. I mean, Chip Kelly's probably the hottest name in football right now just because he won the national championship with Ohio State. He's probably looking to get back in the NFL. I don't know if Chip Kelly was the key to that offense at Ohio State, so they're probably going to be hurting a little bit. So I'd be kind of interested to see who Ohio State replaces him with. But who do you draft if you're the Raiders? That's really what this boils down to. Because if Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, who do you go to? You go get a quarterback? Obviously, you have to go to quarterback. I don't think whoever the fuck his name is that went to Purdue is the answer. I don't think, what's his name? Gardner Minshew is the answer either. So, if I were to guess, I think they're going to go Shador. I think it's going to go Travis. Maybe Shador, then Cam Ward. I think those two are interchangeable right there. I think Travis has to go. I think those are the top three right there. Now, in that order, I have no idea. I think the Tennessee Titans definitely need a quarterback. I know the Giants need a quarterback, even though I love Drew Lock, but the Raiders also need a quarterback. So where is Travis Hunter going to go? That's the big, big question. And, some of those teams might just sign a vet and be like, get us through a year, and let's see what we can make of it. The other two big news, Myles Garrett requesting a trade from the Cleveland Browns. I think we all kind of saw this coming. Browns were trending in the right direction for just a hair, and then they just went right back down to poop down. Shout out Scott Van Pelt. That'll be interesting to see how much value you can get out of Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns. Maybe a first-round pick. Definitely a couple seconds. That'll be interesting. And then the Rams informed Cooper Kupp that they're going to be trading him. They said they're going to eat most of his salary just to kind of get him out. My theories or places where I'd like to see Cooper Kupp, Houston would be really cool. Obviously, I think the Broncos. The dangerous one, Bengals would be a huge one as well. Sneaky one, here's a sneaky one. You know who doesn't really have a true one wide receiver and would be fucking awesome? Buffalo Bills. Or maybe I think he's going to go to a top competitor. It'll suck if he goes like the Adam Thielen route and be like, hey, look, I like Adam Thielen. He's a fucking great wide receiver. Amazing hands. He puts up stats with that shitty-ass Carolina Panthers team for the last 2 or 3 years. So can't really hate on him, but it's like I'd like to see Cooper Kupp go to a true winning team and compete for a Super Bowl or go deep into the playoffs, I think Houston is a great fit for him. I also like him Denver. Buffalo Bills are a good one. People are putting so much pressure on the Patriots to go get a wide receiver. That's what I don't get. It's like the Patriots aren't even building anything right now. Like their defense sucks. They have Drake May, sure, but it's like their offensive line blows. Who do they have at receiver? It's like I don't get it. They're like, if a wide receiver becomes available, it's like go to the Patriots. Why? There's nothing there yet. I understand if you want to go there in like a year or two and be like, yeah, like the Patriots are building something for sure. But right now, why would you go there? Why would you go there? It doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe the Commanders. Maybe he goes to the Commanders. Maybe he goes to Chicago. Or the Denver. Good young QBs on their rookie deal where teams can afford you and get paid while the quarterback hasn't got their big-ass contract yet. Like the Patriots. I don't get it. Everyone's like, oh, T. Higgins is going to the Patriots. I mean, if he gets traded there, he has no control over it. But if he's like a free agent signing there, he better be getting a fat-ass deal because he's going to win 4 or 5 games the next couple of years. So get ready to learn fucking Chinese, brother. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So that was Cooper Kupp. That's the NFL news that I have. All right. Super Bowl. Chiefs versus the Eagles. The line hasn't moved since last week. I definitely thought it would shift a little bit. Maybe even grow more on KC's side or even fade towards the Eagles. I think it will late. I think they're going to move it late just to see what happens. KC still minus 1.5. I forgot the stat, but it's like the last 20 Super Bowls, the teams wearing white are 15 and 3 or something like that. The teams wearing white usually win the Super Bowl. Chiefs are wearing white, Eagles wearing green. These are the stats that matter to me. These kind of stats. Teams traveling west. Let me break this one down for you. I forgot who I sent it to. Who did I send this to? It was something about teams traveling west. I think it's in my Instagram. Here we go. In this century, every team, the Super Bowl has been played in between the two teams with one team traveling east, one team traveling west. The team traveling west has won. 2002, 2003, 2006, 2009, 13, 15, 19, 24. Every team traveling east takes the L. Every team traveling west takes the dub. Now you can look at this and being New England in 2002, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, New England again, and then Kansas City in 24. So I don't really know. That one, it's super interesting. I hope it's true. Again, these are hard-nosed detail facts and stats that I go after for you. So the team traveling west usually wins. So Eagles are traveling west. Even more signs of the Eagles. Let's break down position groups, and then we'll start talking some prop bets. Some prop bets that I really like. I have at least 10 right here that I just absolutely love. Couple off DraftKings, a couple off FanDuel, just because, that's just what it is. I don't know which one you use. I jump back and forth. I might put some money in both accounts this weekend. All right, position groups. QB, Jalen Hurts, Patty Mahomes, both of them can run. Obviously, I think Patty is the obvious answer. I think Jalen's going to have a fucking huge game. I like his over on rushing yards. I don't know what it is, but I love the over on rushing yards. Patty, I'd like to see the number. If it's 40 plus, probably not. If it's in that 25, a clean 30 range, I'd hammer that as well. But obviously, if we're going to go just off group, obviously, if I were to build a team right now, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes. I'm not taking Jalen Hurts. Offensive line. The Chiefs' offensive line has been good, not great this year. Their left tackle has had some issues. They had to move him to right tackle, move the left tackle or right tackle over to left tackle. It hasn't been good, so I think that kind of plays into the Eagles. The Eagles obviously have a fucking great offensive line. The only issue that I have with them right now is the center. Hopefully they get healthy. especially having 2 weeks off. I forgot his name. It's like Dickerson or something like that. He got banged up last game, and then the backup came in. Apparently, he got banged up a little bit. So they're definitely fighting little injuries at the center position. So I expect the Chiefs to blitz up the middle a lot. But I'm going to go Eagles offensive line. Not Landon Dickerson. Jordan Mailata on the left side. Right side, you got whatever his name is. Been there forever. I forgot his name. I like the Eagles offensive line that much better. Eagles left tackle. Oh, is it the right tackle? Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Lane Johnson. I thought he played the left side. So yeah, I like the Eagles offensive line over the Kansas City Chiefs just based off just a couple guys. And even I don't think that's a hot take to say that the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line has had problems all year. I really don't. Running backs, Saquon. I think that's an easy one. I think we can all agree on that. Don't get me wrong. Pacheco's going to have some tough runs. What's his name? Kareem Hunt's going to have some big runs, especially down on the goal line. They're just going to feed Kareem Hunt. So Kareem Hunt, anytime touchdown scorer. I think Saquon to have at least one touchdown would be awesome. I think it's at like minus 125 right now. Receivers is an interesting one. I think it's Eagles. I really do. I mean, you got Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. I mean, those are two big ones right there. You go over to the Kansas City Chiefs, you got a rookie wide receiver, Xavier Worthy, who's definitely going to be feeling the moment, especially in the first quarter. They're going to try to get him involved early, probably some reverse or a quick screen to him just to kind of settle the jitters. DeAndre Hopkins, veteran wide receiver. I would throw up a jump ball one-on-one versus him, even at this age right now, in this stage of his career. I mean, then you got Travis Kelce, Dallas Goedert at tight ends. So Travis Kelce is fucking great. I think Dallas Goedert is really good too. I'm going to go, if I were to go receivers, I'm going to go Eagles. If I'm going to go tight ends, I think it's obvious Travis Kelce. He's built for these kind of moments. They've been here before, that kind of thing. So receivers, it's going to be Eagles. Tight ends, we're going to go KC. So those are two big positions. Now, don't be wrong. QB touches the ball every play. So that carries a lot of weight. At least 60% of these votes carry it just on quarterback itself. DBs, I know Kansas City has a young, who is it? Who is his name? I forgot. The DBs are really good. I love Kansas City's defense. Overall, their defense is very solid. I mean, you got Chandler Jones, whatever that linebacker. I mean, both their linebackers are absolutely disgusting. Bolton and whatever his name is, number 32 or 23. I can't fucking think of his name. And then you got another end rusher for Kansas City as well. Their defense is obviously really good, but so is the Eagles. Like, this is a very, very well matched up game. If you really think about it, this isn't like a couple years ago when they played. I think that was an obvious Kansas City win. Eagles making it back, redemption story. They're like, we got to beat these fuckers. They're playing with vengeance. They're playing with the chip on their shoulder. They're like, new guys, you don't know what it's like last time. We're in this shit. We're in the fucking trenches again against this same team. Jalen Carter, it looks like Graham might play for the Eagles. So it's like, what are we going to do? Brandon Graham might get, there's a prop on, I think it was DraftKings, Brandon Graham to get a sack. It was like plus 250 or something like that. If he doesn't play, you get your money back. But that's also a prop I really love too. Again, I think these teams at this point in this season, everyone, 2 weeks off, you're getting as healthy as you possibly can. I think it's, in my head, it's a very fair matchup because Eagles' defensive line is solid. Chiefs' defensive line is solid. Are you going to win in the trenches? That's the most important thing in my mind. Obviously, the quarterback matters and all that kind of shit. But can you move the line and can you rush the quarterback? I think the Eagles are better in both. Rushing the quarterback, it's a lot closer, but protecting the quarterback and having the run game established, I think it's Eagles by a good margin. So that is very important in how I look at this game. Again, if it's a 3-point game and then there's 2 minutes left and Patty has the ball, I want you to know that I'm live betting the Chiefs right then and there. They have to go to a touchdown, say less. Patty's going to go get it because they're going to play perfect football. They're going to get a couple calls. That's just the way it is because the refs love throwing their flags late in the game because they don't want to be penalized on their own account and have coaches yell at them. It's like, that guy's holding. He's like, let the boys fucking play. You're signing up for 60. Let the boys play. That's all I'll say because we know that this is going to come down to Patrick Mahomes having the ball late. Not that I'm saying it's scripted, but it's scripted a little bit that Patrick Mahomes is going to get the ball late because the defense is going to get them the football because the Eagles are going to try some dumbass play like I don't know. But watch out for a fake tush push. I'm calling my shot now. Watch out for a fake tush push. Look, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? But there's variations off the tush push where you can snap the ball straight back to Saquon. He takes a fake step. Tight end releases. Dump it off to him. Run an under. Run a screen right there. Run an option play just off Saquon and probably like Kenneth Gainwell. Like there's so many things you can do off this play that, look out for it. It's a trick play. We'll get into the props in a second. I love the Eagles this weekend. I really do. I'm not confident about it. I shouldn't feel as confident as I do about it because I'm facing Patrick Mahomes yet again. He's a division rival of mine. I see him twice a year. The dude's absolutely great. I mean, the whole world knows how great he is. But the Eagles, I think they're due. I think it's the time to do it. I don't need Jalen Hurts to play hero ball. I don't need 13 sacks. I don't need 3 touchdowns thrown. I need Saquon to have the tutty. I need Jalen Hurts to control the turnovers and hold that bitch high and tight, Saquon. Devontae Smith, catch the first down pass. You catch the first down pass, we win. A.J. Brown, you catch the first down pass, you win the Super Bowl because that's what it's going to come down to. If you don't catch it or if you don't get the first down, Patrick Mahomes is going to go down and score. Simple as that. It is just as simple as that, and we all know it. And we're going to be watching this game, seeing it happen unbefold our eyes. Whatever that fucking word is, okay? Get it done. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Fly, Eagles, fucking fly. Prop bet time. All right, I got some from DraftKings. First TD to score. Jersey number over under 15.5. You thinking Saquon? I'm thinking Kareem Hunt. The ones that make me nervous are if Patty just scrambles out and, like he did last week. It's a play action play. You got a flat out to the side. Everyone's come over to the other side. There's only one guy covering him, and then Patty's just got a free walk in. That's the only thing that I can see hurting us. Pacheco punching one in as well. But Kelsey, D-Hop may be catching a slant. Xavier Worthy going on like a 30-yard run. It's really Kelsey and Saquon that are the first, and Kareem Hunt. Those are the only 3 that I think are going to score the first TD. So that one's, I'm a little nervous about it. I'm probably going to go Saquon first touchdown or Travis Kelsey or Kareem Hunt. I haven't really decided yet just because you need to get Travis Kelsey a touchdown in the Super Bowl. That's just, I don't make the rules. The NFL makes the rules. He's going to catch a touchdown at some point. This is another one I really like. Patty and Jalen Hurts combined for 7+ pass and rushing TDs. Jalen's going to run for at least one. He's going to throw at least probably 1 or 2 TDs. Patty's going to throw for 3. There's 6 right there, so you're kind of hoping for a 7th eventually. That one's plus 275 on DraftKings. I really like that one. I feel like that's almost free money because I didn't look at the over-under. Let's look at the over-under real quick. I'm guessing it's like 46.5. I love the over. I really do, even though I know the first quarter is going to be absolutely ugly. I love the over. 48.5. Love it even more. So, yeah. This one is just, if you throw a couple bucks on it, fuck it. Plus 15,000. Saquon to have 5 TDs. It's his birthday, too, on Super Bowl Sunday. So he's playing the Super Bowl on his birthday. Let's get a fucking win, Saquon. Let's get a win. Plus 15,000. Saquon to have 5+ TDs. I might just throw a couple bucks on it and just see what happens. He could break a couple, get down to the goal line. flat screen. Like he is so explosive that I think he could touch this number and we'd all be kind of like, this is fucking crazy, but it's like, it's Saquon Barkley. 2+ receptions each quarter. Kelsey is plus 2,000, AJ Brown plus 3,000, Xavier Worthy plus 3,000, and Devontae Smith plus 3,500. I don't hate that. If I'm going to go any of them, I'm probably going to go Kelsey. I love them all. The only one that makes me nervous is AJ Brown, even though that's weird because he's arguably one of the best big wide receivers in the league right now. I think Kelsey, Xavier Worthy are two very good ones because Xavier Worthy can catch a pop pass. He can catch a quick screen. He can do that through the entire game. So I really have narrowed in on that Xavier Worthy plus 3,000 one. Patty to throw 2+ TDs in any quarter. I didn't write the number down on that one, but 2+ TDs in any quarter, that feels like stealing money at this point. This one, if it's going to be anyone, it's probably going to be the Eagles to do it. Offensive lineman to score a TD. Again, fake snap back to Saquon on the tush push. He takes a step, kind of do like a jump pass to Lane Dickerson or Jordan Mailata, or they bring in an extra offensive line that reports eligible. Offensive line to score a TD plus 1,600. I don't think the Chiefs kind of have that in their game. They're kind of going to do some stuff with Travis Kelce. We know the lateral's coming at some point with Travis Kelce if it's open. A kick to hit the uprights. Both kickers have had they've had a real rocky year. When you watch them kick, especially the Eagles kicker, he has a couple doinks this year on PATs. I think the Chiefs kicker, he's had a groin injury, nagging him for the last year or two. I don't know if that's fully healthy. Watching him kick extra points, even in Kansas City, I know it's going to be in a closed environment, in a dome, all that kind of stuff. But it just doesn't look right. It doesn't look right when that quick kicker kicks. I forgot his name. But I kind of like that. Plus 550 kick to hit the uprights. Again, these kind of all feel like hits in my mind because I'm just envisioning it. An octopus, that's when a player scores a touchdown and the same player gets this extra 2-point conversion. That's really a Jalen Hurts, Saquon area. I'm not in love with that one. I can see a team going for 2, but it's going to be a late game situation. I remember it happening last year or the year before. It's plus 1,300. Throw a couple bucks on it. Be good. Last one on DraftKings are Saquon or Kareem Hunt first TDs plus. Saquon first TD is plus 475 and Kareem Hunt's plus 950. I like both of them. I really do. I got to get the Travis Kelce number. It's going to make me nervous. Watch it be like Noah Gray or something like that for the Chiefs, or Kenneth Gainwell, or that slot receiver for the Eagles, number 83. I forgot his name. But it's going to be one of those because they're going to be focusing on those guys intently while they're down in the red zone. Props on FanDuel. QB to score a receiving TD. Love that one. We have the Philly for a reason. I kind of see it leaning more I don't know. Both of them probably have really good hands. They're both mobile as hell. So I don't see a lot of trick plays happening in this kind of game, but there's always at least one or two. You leave nothing left on the field. You empty the playbook in these kind of games. So there's always going to be a couple of them. This one I hit last year. I absolutely love this bet. I absolutely love this bet. A non-QB record a passing touchdown. Christian McCaffrey threw in last year. It's plus 2,000. Oh, sorry. QB to score a receiving TD plus 7,000. Non-QB record a passing TD plus 2,000. I love it. I am going to hammer this one in FanDuel. I love this one because, again, like I just said, you leave nothing left in the tank. You empty the full playbook. You know there's a couple passes in there by a non-QB coming somewhere. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Travis Kelce, can throw a touchdown. Travis Kelce throw a touchdown. You can see that in your head right now. Just a trick play. Line him up in the backfield. Put him in motion. Option it to him. Throw it back side to a screen or corner route to an offensive lineman. There's 2 for 1 right there. Boom, 2 for 1. I absolutely love that one. I will be putting a decent wager on that one. This one's kind of a long shot. Saquon to record and break 169 plus rushing yards, Super Bowl record. I don't hate it. It's plus 500. It's kind of some low odds because, again, Chiefs defense is legit. They know how to stop the run, all those kinds of things. But 169 yards, he did that fucking 4 or 5 times. But again, if you look back at the Commanders game in like week 15, he had 100 in the first quarter, or 60 or 70 in the first quarter, then ended up with like 102. So it's like 3 other quarters he averaged 15 yards a quarter. I don't know. It's a little interesting one. Either QB to catch a pass, plus 1,400. That seems like a steal for money right there. Again, you empty the tank. You leave nothing left behind. Double passes. I didn't put the flea flicker one on here, but I can see a flea flicker happening at some point. Those are all the props. I went through both sports books, just looked at all the props. Those are the ones I really, really liked. A couple of them still hesitant. You could tell by my enthusiasm on certain ones that ones I really, really love. The octopus, it's hard for me to put money on the octopus because both teams are so dynamic and they're crazy athletes, so anything can happen. Last thing, and then I'll end this, and we'll recap it next week. When the Chiefs are on the goal line, look out for this play. Eagles players, look out for this play. Defense, look out for this play. They're going to motion someone in. They're going to have twins out on the right. They're going to motion someone in. They're going to yell hike, and then he's going to sprint out to the right or the way he came. Do not collapse. Do not switch players. Do not go all the way around the defense. Do something else, because that is how they're going to win this game, is when a player is here and they motion it and they're right here, motion in, and then he's going to sprint back out to the right. Stay solid. If he goes across the field, fine, fucking go across the field. If he doesn't, stay there. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but that play is coming. I want everyone to know that play is coming at some point down in the red zone on like the 4 or 5 yard line for the Kansas City Chiefs. They've done it every year. They wait for the Super Bowl to run this play. Please, someone get this message out there. They ran it on the Eagles 2 years ago. They ran it on the 49ers last year with McCole Hardman. They score a touchdown on it every time because it is impossible to switch or put your foot in the ground and go back out full speed just like he does. It is so difficult. That's all I'll say because I know it's happening. I know it's going to come eventually. That's it. That's Beyond the Spread. Luka's a Laker. Who knows what's happening in the NBA world? Trade deadline's Thursday. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. It's going to be a fucking great game. Fly, Eagles, fly. Fly, Eagles, fly. That's Beyond the Spread. Till next week. Like, subscribe, comment, follow. Do what you got to do. Appreciate it.